etc. Russ Ritchie, Ken Rao, and Gene Miller Schmidt, and that's recommended as well. So anyway, you see the material here, and you can go through this guide. It's got a lot of data there for you, and links to resources, hymnals, bibliographies, anything you really want to connect to online. You can do it. You can do it. Okay. Going back to our you can see here that if you look at your course reading map, I've called it a map, mapping your own journey, you can see that each week there will be topics. We are trying to link the objectives in our syllabus each week. The objective, what we're trying to achieve in terms of learning outcomes from the syllabus, will be targeted, and you can see that readings and other page numbers for our work together. It'll also show you which PowerPoint you need to be looking at. The PowerPoints are major important documents, and you can find the PowerPoints to follow along with. I'll be putting the PowerPoints on the streaming video, but you can find them when you go over to the Blackboard site. If you look under Course Documents, Course Documents will come up, and these are sequential within the course. So we'll be looking at the material here at the top first in the course. You've of course got your streaming format, and you got your PowerPoints below, along with maps and other pieces. I will go ahead and let you know that these files here going forward after the main course material at the top go back to an earlier time when our main text was by Frederick Norwood, and I grouped a lot of links and JPEG pictures, images alongside the chapter breakdowns that Norwood used. So there's a lot of material still in there, but this represents an earlier period of the course, but I wanted to keep particularly the images in there, and they're mapped sequentially, and they map out with Norwood's book, which was the standard reference for 30 plus years. Now we have Ritchie, and we've moved over into that. I've included Russ Ritchie's text. He graciously gave me a PDF, and you can follow along in this version, Methodist Experience in America, Russ Ritchie. It's an earlier, not finally edited edition, so there are some typos in there as well. My course is literally mapped out, my text rather, Historical Atlas of Methodism in America, and you can see my book is basically parsed out for you here. The value of that is that you have the maps and the images at your disposal, which you can see here. It's taking a little while to come up, but I just wanted you to see the I don't have Smart Draw on here, so that's good to know. That's good to know. Okay, don't have Adobe yet. If you have Adobe PDF, you'll be able to open those. That's the issue at play there. Adobe. And if you go to support and resources, which we have under information, you should be able to find links to all the resources that you'll need. Tech support and learner resources. And I think I've provided links to the material you'll need. Okay, Google Earth, PowerPoint, Microsoft Word, and Adobe. You'll just need to have those, plus Google Earth. We'll say something about Google Earth later. It's not that hard. It's a free program. I'll be using that to help map out our course as well. I want to leave the Adobe Connect for real-time community discussions for another day. Okay. So going back to our Blackboard, that's under Tech Support and Learner Resources from the Information page. And I just want to go a little bit further back into our online syllabus here. You'll notice that the topics match up with Russ Ritchie's chapter headings and the periodization there. And you'll notice that there are also linked there a number of assignments that are important. I'll explain each assignment separately, but these require connecting and discussing online in various discussion boards. I call them Wesleyan conferencing. The discussion boards really do match the small class aspect of the Wesleyan movement very nicely. And so I think online learning, while Wesley would have had to get over the fact that they weren't face-to-face, by creating intense discussion groups around topics, hoping to go on towards learning outcomes of perfection, I think he would value the depth of interaction at the small group level as a means of grace. So if we can look at the online education experience as a Wesleyan retranslation of the small class group, and Wesley himself saw conferencing as a means of grace where God's presence is understood in a channel of ordinary human interaction. The extraordinary presence of God emerges. So if we can find that together, that will be exciting. I'm not going to read through all the course requirements and expectations. I will expect you to do that. You don't want to follow along with me on that. You'll see that there's weekly responsibilities. There's various asynchronous or on your own time discussion inputs that you're required. There's a midterm. There's another asynchronous discussion on geography of Methodism that we'll look at, that you'll prepare and add to the discussion boards, and there'll be a final exam as well. You'll find the discussion boards discussion threads here. There are three main discussion groups that we'll be having. The Bush College, which is a weekly discussion forum. I'll talk about what the Bush College means, but this is our weekly forum, and you can see the instructions up here to the left. And week 2 we'll have our first Wesleyan conferencing discussion over various issues, and in week 12 we'll look at geographically the spread of Methodism into important sites, and we'll have a discussion group about that in week 12. You can see those posted in your syllabus schedule there as well. So we've looked at the discussion threads, the information. I'm going to ask you to go through the information, course documents, and then lastly there's external links, which are numerous online resources that I've put together over the years. Some of the links, the URLs, have changed and are broken. Others are functioning nicely. I haven't gone through and cleaned those up just yet, which I need to do. But you can see that there's multiple links to online resources from the Methodist tradition, and these are there more for you to go off and find information that you find important in your own right. Okay, that's our opening introduction, and we're going to come back in our second streaming video. We're going to do a substantive content-based introduction, and we will go forward from there together as a learning community, circuit riders together in the virtual online frontier. Thank you for your attention.